guys, it's Roni here again in 𝚃𝐀𝐑𝐍𝐈𝐍𝐆 per usual. So in our little mini series here, last week 𝗀𝗨𝗔𝗥𝗔𝗡𝗧 gave me the dare of audio only Bob Ross, who I have no idea, like I've heard of him because I'm obsessed with those Funko Pops Deadpool version, and the most common one that used to be there was Bob Ross and Deadpool. But yeah, so I'm about to find out what that's all about for the first time. She better not have me doing makeup, because I already had fun with that this morning. Let's dig in. YouTube, why is that in capitals? Bob Ross. I have to paint? Seriously? This is the big Bob Ross.
20 minutes later.
Golden rays of sunshine. I'm gonna do this DIY style with Sharpies. Dropping them, obviously.
Let me show you what I've got up here. Today I just have a plain old double prime canvas, and I painted it with black gesso and allowed the black gesso to dry completely.
What the hell is a gesso? I was going to cooperate, but I'm not covering this entire thing. We're gonna pretend the yellow is black.
It's totally dry. And we're gonna start out today and we'll just use a paper towel that I've wadded up here. And I'm gonna show you how to take gesso. We'll use black, white, and gray gesso in different combinations up here.
What the heck is gesso?
I'll show you how to make a little back painting, and then we'll come back and I'll put a canvas up that has a finished gesso painting on it, and I'll show you how to color it. It's that easy. It's harder to tell you than it is to show you. So we'll just take our little paper towel, and I've just got a little plastic tray here that I picked up, and I'm just going to dip a paper towel, see, right into a little bit of gesso, and let's go right up here. First thing we want to do is figure out where our light source is, and all you have to do, maybe it's right here, just a little bit off center.
Off center?
Start with the lightest area and begin working outward. See, maybe this is a joy of paper towel painting.
Start from
there. But you want this to be your brightest area in the painting. So we just start from there and we work outward.
I think that works. No, wait, work outwards. Shit.
There. Isn't that fantastic?
Shit.
These kind of gestures
Already failed.
are just unbelievable. They do wonderful things for you. They
Working
open
outwards.
doors of imagination. There
Let's
we
do
go.
some,
A little bit more. Notice
Was it
always
hacking?
back in the center.
is it called hacking?
Brightest color.
Do you mind?
And if you get little buildups of gesso here, that's wonderful.
Cats.
That's wonderful. When the painting's finished, those little high points will grab the paint and it makes beautiful things happen.
Beautiful things. Gorgeous.
A little bit more. And wherever. And if you do 1,000 of these, each one of them will be different. But what's so great about them, once again, even if you've never painted a painting in your whole life, this is one that you can do.
Let's add some texture.
Recently,
Let's make it darker in the corner.
There, so I wanted to share that with you.
Hi. You came to bother me?
Okay, a little bit over in here.
This guy.
And once again, with this gesso, we don't make any mistakes. Because if you paint an area too light and you don't like it, all you have to do is take
No
a little bit of dark
mistakes.
gesso
Not a mistake in
and go
sight.
back over it. It's no big deal. There we are. Something about like that. That's all we're looking for a background.
Oh shit, this was a background?
A little bit of the gray here and there, because I want this to be a little darker out on the edges.
Okay.
So
Darker on the
that's
edges, I was right
in
there.
the center, and it's working outward. So I'm just using a little bit of the gray gesso.
Do you want to see what I'm doing? Oh, thank you.
right over the top.
Giving me kisses.
See? So if you don't like it, if it's too bright or too dull, you can change it that easy. Because this really is your world, and here you can do anything, unlimited power.
Unlimited
Now,
power.
normally, if I was at home doing this, I would allow this to dry. It doesn't take but a few minutes since this is gesso. I'd allow
Just
it
a few
to dry
minutes.
before I started the next thing. But here we don't have
What are
that
you
luxury, so I'll
doing?
just show you how you go about putting the next layer on. We'll just pretend that it's dry.
Hello.
But when you're doing this yourself, I'd really recommend you allow this step to dry completely before you do the next one. It's just a little bit easier to do.
Gotta let it dry.
Now, this takes a very complicated tool. This is called a foam brush. That's all it is. It's just a little
Okay.
disposable foam brush. Now,
I'll use my finger.
The light area, I'm going to use black gesso. Where we have the dark area, I'll use white gesso and gray in the middle. I want to graduate the color. That's all we're doing. So let's start and do some little background trees. I'll take this little foam brush and go through a little bit of the black gesso. Just load it up. It doesn't really matter.
Can you draw a tree?
Like so.
You're black.
See, we have both sides with a little bit of black on. I hope that shows. And we go up in here.
He doesn't want to help.
Our first major decision. Where up here does our tree live?
Our tree is going to live in the middle down below.
More pressure. And automatically your tree trunk will get larger toward the base.
No shit.
And
That's kind of how trees work.
Better if they're bigger on the bottom. So, there we go. Something about like so. So you just put in as many or as few trees as you want in your world. That's all there is to it.
I'm doing one for now.
All there is to it. There's no secrets here. Now I'm going to start going into some of the gray gesso.
Elementary school version.
Because he's over here.
Let's make this tree colorful.
Light. So when we're done,
turquoise.
Gray gesso will be a little bit brighter.
I still don't know what gesso is, but you know.
White.
Bye, Monty.
There.
Oh no, it's running out of ink.
See, the variation, that's all there is to it. Maybe we'll just do a couple of white ones here so you can see how they're done.
Fine.
We painted the whole forest here in just a second.
I'm not there yet, Bob. Hold
That's
on.
really all there is to it. You just sort of work back and forth.
It's gonna be an orange tree.
Wherever you want it to go. Maybe over here on this side. Maybe there's a little tree that's got a yonk in it, a little crook in it.
You know what? It's gonna be an everything tree.
Some of them have old crooked areas.
Damn straight it does. You know what?
Back into our gray and our white. Same basic thing. The farther you get away from the light source, the lighter you want these to become. And when we paint it, you'll understand why a little bit of the gray there.
Bunch of different kinds of trees.
We apply oil color over the top of this dried gesso. Then all of this makes sense. Now I've got a little script liner brush. Just our regular script liner brush.
The hell's a script liner?
And I'm going to add water. I'm going to use water like we normally do paint thinner, just to thin the gesso.
Yeah, you know, I don't think it's going to help in this case.
Okay, then we can go up in here, and we can decide there's always little baby trees living amongst all these big ones.
Yes, let's make a baby tree.
Put little delicate trees and sticks and twigs. If you have enough water, this will just slide right over it. There.
I did learn how to do trees.
And we can begin applying all kinds of little limbs and arms on these trees.
Done! I was ahead of you, Bob.
They should live.
Already ahead of you, Bob.
Where they should be. There we go.
Give some texture to our little
already it's beginning to look like it's deep in the woods. You know what's neat when you're done with these? Some people look at it and they like the black and white gesso version.
I like colors.
The colored version, what you end up with. So this is an excellent way to study value, just black and white. When I was a young pup and went to art school, this is one of the things they had us do to learn to paint. We would take something like tempera paints just in black and white, and we had to do entire paintings, so we understood value. This is a lot more fun and a lot easier. There we go. And back in here, well, pretty soon you don't even know where these little limbs and arms, who they belong to. Doesn't know that it matters. It's just filler for the background.
I did it in multiple colors,
and I'm not going to sit here and paint each and every one of these trees. I just want you to see basically how these trees
you can kind of tell.
Something like so. And as you work across over into here and you get into the white trees, then you'll use white gesso to make its arms.
The hell is gesso?
Not like that. I'll put a few on this old tree here just to...
I'm going to Google it and put it right here.
Just so we can see what he looks like.
Oh, I think he looks like a tree.
And give your trees character. Don't
I did!
Make them perfectly straight with arms that come out both sides.
Straight?
Let your brush just have an imagination all on its own. Let it go.
My teacher taught me.
And as you play with this, you'll
abstract is your friend.
Shade areas.
Nothing is perfect in life.
A combination of the gray and white and mix it together, and you can shade the side of trees where you know light will be coming from. You can use a little bit of this. A little more of my water here.
I didn't even need water.
Use your good liner brush for this. As soon as you're done, wash it. Well, with good amount of water. Because your little liner brush, if you let that gesso get
it'll get hard.
You've ruined your brush.
You know how many brushes we ruined in high school? Not me. They left the paint jars open too.
Take care of your brushes and they'll last for many, many years.
I still have my brushes.
It's real good. Have some limbs coming from over here where you don't know where they are. They're back
That's
over
a
there
fair
somewhere.
assumption.
Because the trees didn't just stop right there. Let some limbs come from over here. It doesn't matter from where.
I feel like it does matter.
But
No,
it
it doesn't.
doesn't look more realistic. Some little sticks and twigs. A little bit of gray gesso here and there to make some gray arms. But isn't that neat how you can make a whole forest that easy? And that's all there is to it. As I say, I'm not going to just spend the whole time period that we have here showing you just how to do background trees. And the one that you see in the little opening, there's one big monster tree. And we can go back to our little foam brush.
I got it. One big
Some
monster
gesso on
tree.
it.
All of his friends.
Let's
Oh,
go
there's
back
something
in
here.
And I just use the foam brush to do this. Just figure out where he lives and go, gotta make all those noises and put a big old tree. He lives right there. I want him to come right across.
Should I make a squirrel?
There.
Let's make a
These
little
disposable foam brushes work very
inhabitant.
good for this. There, see, he's got a big arm that lives out here and one over here. We don't know. Wherever you want them.
How dost thou
Then you
draw
go
a
back to your line
squirrel?
brush, and once again, you can add all the details that you want into your painting.
Okay, but you can't tell that
All
that's
the
light,
detail you
so
want. I'm just going to put a few in to show you how they're done.
we're gonna do that preschool sun.
When you do yours, you're going to see it totally different, and it's going to be better.
I gotta give him
It'll
sunglasses.
be much better than this one, because you'll have unlimited time and patience, and your imagination is probably better.
Patience?
You'll make beautiful things. And when you're doing these, I'm going to put transparent.
God already made a beautiful thing. You can't,
Try all different
can't beat
color
perfection.
combinations. Transparent and semi-transparent color makes beautiful. Just gesso, just white gesso. I'm going
More
into some
gesso.
gray gesso, but I want the edges to be nice and bright.
Me too. She's looking at me like, she's like, what are you doing? Humans are weird.
Just a little bit more of that to sort of bring all this together.
Yeah,
It's up to you where you want
bring
these
it all
things to
together
go.
there.
Back into the gray so it gets a little duller.
That is some weird looking sun.
Here and there, we can even take a little black. Just play these back and forth.
I am.
So you get all these beautiful variations.
I am.
There.
Baby girl.
Right in there. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
Transportation of a cat.
But you can use the brush any way you want to. Sideways, straight on. And each way will create new and unique, different effects. A little more of this gray. Maybe right in there, like that. And maybe we want to put a little path in there.
Oh, we're putting a path?
I'm
Okay.
using a little black and a little gray mixed together here. Figure out where your path lives.
Where does my path live? I didn't draw the squirrel yet, but
Take this little foam brush
it's gonna come from the back.
and basically lay it in. See there? That's all. That's all. And just like when we're normally painting, we need to lay that path down in there a little bit. So we put a bush over here on this side.
That looks weird,
Just like so.
but I'm gonna fill it in.
I want the front of it to be darker than up there because it would be closer to the light source.
Okay, well mine's coming from the opposite
Like
way.
that.
So like,
Okay, I think that'll pretty much show us how to do the little background. As I say, I would let it
have we been doing the
dry out
background this whole
between each and
time?
every layer. Now, I want to show you the completed painting. So I went ahead and I've got a canvas here that's all dry that I've prepared exactly the same way.
That I can't
So
look
allow me
at.
to step in front of this for just a second and change this canvas and put up one that's already finished. So I can just show you how easy this painting is. Once you have your gesso in there, it really makes it very simple to do. And I think at this time we already haven't run the colors across the screen that you need to do yours along with us. Okay, while they're doing that, I'm gonna take a little bit of
I've already gone in with color.
and cover the entire canvas, just enough to be sure that the canvas is covered from one end or the other. But a thin coat, just a thin coat.
Well, that's a
Again, allow your
path.
gesso to dry completely before you do this, because you cannot mix oils and gesso together.
I'll draw little people on it.
Let it do part of the draw. The rest of it's easy.
He's got a balloon.
There. This is very effective. People like these just in black and white.
He's got a little balloon. He's got some colorful trees. I had to draw the sun because I couldn't tell what the hell was going on up there.
Thin, even coat of the liquid clear.
This will be my liquid clear.
I'm just using long, horizontal, and vertical strokes to assure that it is distributed across the canvas evenly. Now, if you're in doubt and you think
Squirrel!
possibly that you may have too much of the liquid clear, I would take a paper towel and wipe it. What's left will be just right. Now
Oh yes, let's smudge that
let me show you
shadowing.
how easy this is to. I'm going to go right into a small amount of phthalo blue. Phthalo blue. Very little paint's required for this
Phthalo
paint.
blue.
Very, very little. You can always add more. Let's go up here. Start
What
at the
shade
top.
is that?
And all we're doing in reality is putting a glaze
More glazing?
of our gesso.
More gesso?
This makes some of the most gorgeous little paintings. And they're wonderful to do for friends and family because they'll just be amazed at how fast they happen.
Got it. So this is a
just the tops.
DIY Christmas present,
These
guys.
little bushy looking things that we made.
Bushy looking things. So that's one way to describe it.
This liquid clear.
This is a pathway, by the way, guys.
It really does work.
Kissy is a little dude. I'm just working on the squirrel now.
Isn't that gorgeous? It's a deep blue. Now the edges of it, I'm going to take a little Prussian blue. Prussian blue is much stronger than phthalo blue. It's very, very strong. Take a little Prussian blue and just do the corners.
The corners of
Make
what?
this look lighter. You need to make the corners look darker.
Of what?
And we'll accomplish that just
Hi, Bree.
like so. Once again, you need very little paint. Indian yellow is transparent. Okay, let's go up in here. That's the reason I picked the Indian yellow over the other yellows we use. And I'm going to start right in here. We'll just cover the whole thing. It doesn't matter.
What do you mean it doesn't matter?
Like so.
How does it not matter?
Yellow. But notice we intentionally let a little of that blue come down. The reason is because when we touch it now with this yellow, it's going to create a greenish cast.
Well, yeah, blue and
It's
yellow
not gonna be
make
dark
green.
But it'll give the indication to the eye that there's green there. If you want it bright green, you can use sap green, which is a very transparent green, or you can just allow more of the blue to come down. Either way.
You could just dry brush it.
Now, we'll take some alizarin crimson, sap green, mix it together. A little more of the crimson than sap. I want it to the reddish side.
Crimson
Okay,
green?
let me wipe off the old knife.
What are these colors?
And take a little bit of that.
Am I a simpleton?
Brush. And with that, let's start at the base. I want this to be the darkest, so we'll start here and work upward.
Forgot to draw the squirrel.
There.
How do you
it'll give
draw
it
a squirrel?
Very dark look back in there. And you bring it up to wherever you want it to stop. But isn't that gorgeous? And it's so easy. Once again, if you've never painted in your whole life,
Then I suggest you watch the video. Don't just listen to it, because this
this is one you're to try.
is not a good
Can't make a
painting.
mistake with it. It's so easy. Now, some people are very happy and very satisfied with their painting if it stops right there. And it's up to you. I'm going to pull a little bit of that color up so it looks like there's some on these tree trunks.
How does that?
Yeah. You can do that if you want to. But
I did my best.
let's make this brighter, like the sun. You know, when you walk through the woods, you can see the sun in the background, and it just burns through the trees, and it's so bright.
Yes.
Sometimes you can't hardly even make out the tree trunks. It's so bright.
make some
I'm gonna
more
take just the
shadows.
corner. There you can see it. See just the corner of the brush, and go right into a little bit of the white. Okay, let's go up in here. Figure out where the sun lives up in here. In my world, I think it's right behind this limb here.
I thought the sun was where we put it.
Start right over the limb.
At the beginning.
Because once again, to me, when you look at the sun that bright, it's like it just burns right through that tree branch, and you can't see it. It's probably something in your eyes.
There's always something in my eyes.
Explain all that to me,
It's called contacts.
but this is the way I see it. There, but just go right over it. But look at that sun coming through there now.
At least I know how to do shadowing.
For a long time, I wanted to make effects like this, but I didn't really know how to do it and make it look right. And then when they came out with all the gessos like this, it made it so easy. Now anybody can do it.
Well,
Anybody can do it.
I don't know about anybody.
And in your world, you should be able to do anything that you want to do. All right. You have to decide how bright the sun is and how far it goes out.
These
Totally
are
and completely up to you. But look at it, it's so bright it almost hurts the eyes. Sometimes it's fun to make like light rays zinging through there. Now, you know, if the whole painting is wet, that's hard to do, because when you pull it across there, it's going to take your wet paint. But this is dry underneath. The gesso is dry. So That's easier.
Does it dry that
All you gotta do is
fast?
just decide where it lives. See, touch it.
It lives in the corner where it's sunny. That's why he has
You're not going to
sunglasses.
destroy anything. And that easy. See the light coming out through those trees?
Yes.
Just whatever. Look at it. That easy. Isn't that exciting? You know, I've painted thousands of paintings, and I'm sorry I get so excited about this, but it amazes me how beautifully this works.
I hope you did a better job than me.
Even, I don't know, wherever. You make the decision. But that easy. You can have a painting that's just absolutely unreal.
Forgot that I actually have to shadow the rest of it.
All kinds of little details that you want. You can put little sticks and twigs, or it's a good time to go to a little squirrel we've shown in some of the other shows.
I did a
A
squirrel!
little squirrel in here. Anything else that you want. And I'll just do that over warrior. And here. Okay? And you have to make that decision, however you want it.
He says that a
That's
lot.
pretty good. That's pretty good. As green as you want it. There.
I prefer colors. I'm as green as I want it.
Back in.
Even my eyes.
And that's basically all there is to this little painting. When you do it, experiment a little. You'll find all
did.
kinds of wonderful things that you can do
With-
that I hadn't even thought about yet.
This is my gesso.
Let's take a little bit of red.
I call it
I'm
Sharpie.
going to sign this little rascal. We'll sign it up here so you can
Oh.
see it.
Yes.
And with that, I think we about have a finished painting. I really hope you try this one, and I'd love it if you'd send me a photograph of what you do, because it's unbelievable, some of the pictures we're getting, and people are doing fantastic things. Until I hear from you, I'd like to wish you happy painting, and God bless, my friend.
Okay, let's take a look at what this is supposed to look like. Oh my lord. Why does this look so good? Oh my god, that's gorgeous. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. That is beautiful. Well, I think that for just audio and not the right materials, I don't think it's that bad. What do we think?
Oops.
Bree, are you impressed? Did mommy do a good job? She looked at his. She looked at mine. And she looked at me. You're so rude. I didn't give you life, but I gave you a better life.
Yeah.
And Sadie is just over there trying to find anything to play with, even on the wall. Hey, Sadie. Baby.
What?
Hi. Hello. Silly cat. But anyways, that was this week's episode. That was interesting. Let me know how bad I failed, or if I, given the situation, did not as bad a job as I'm judging myself on. And now for Chani's Truth or Dare. I want you, Chani, I dare you to do a full drag queen makeup routine while lying upside down. You can use a couch, for example. I will link an example here or above, wherever that goes. Have fun. Till next time. Bye, guys.